Today in this video we're going on with our study of the book of Daniel. So let's jump right in here at verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these three presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the princes and presidents, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. So Daniel here by this time is about 80 years old, and he is now way up in the hierarchy of the kingdom government, and he's over these presidents that have been set up above everyone in the kingdom. So let's go on at verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So these guys were trying desperately to find something they could use against Daniel. They were very jealous of the position that he had, and they were wanting to unseat him, and they couldn't find anything. As much as they tried, they could find no fault in him. However, Daniel was keen to pray to God 3 times a day. And so they knew that if they were going to find any fault in him, it would have to be a fault associated with his relationship with God. Let's go on at verse 6. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, and the princes, the counselors, the captains, have consulted together to reestablish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of the lions. Now, O king, establish this decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Therefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. So here they have concocted a scheme to do away with Daniel, to have him killed. And what they've done is they've asked the king to issue a decree. Now in that day and age, a decree from the king could not be altered. It couldn't be changed. It couldn't be stopped once it was underway. And so the king, he went along with it. And the decree was that they could pray to nobody, no other God, except the king. So here we see that there is a continuation of worship of the emperor worship. And so here we are, right back here, them trying to get rid of Daniel. Let's go on verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime. And then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near and spoke before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of the lions? The king answered and said, This thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and saith unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. So the king realized he was caught in this trap, that there was no way to alter it. He stayed up all night. He's grieving because he really cared about Daniel. He did not want to have to go through with this, but he couldn't find a way out. And so these people reminded him of his oath as king, that the decree that he made, that he signed into law, could not be altered or changed. Let's go on at verse 16. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den. And the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king rose very early in the morning and went in haste into the den of the lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? So the king, he's been up all night fretting and trying to find a way out of this, and he could find none. Now he's run to see if Daniel has been spared. Let's go on to verse 21. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocence was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him. And commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces. Forever they came out at the bottom of the den. So what this is saying is that the king, in his anger, threw the men that accused Daniel, their wives, their children, their whole households, into the den of lions. And these hungry lions, before they even hit the bottom, were on them and shredded and tore them to pieces. Let's go on at verse 25. Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, Peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and the steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius, and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. So here the king praises Daniel's God, the one true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who he knows has set Daniel free from harm. So what do we get from this? We gain courage in trusting God always. We must trust God to deliver us from the storms that life brings upon us, and we need to be trusting in God always, for He will see us through whatever we face.